In this video, we're going to go over adding and subtracting polynomials. Rules for adding and subtracting polynomials are really simple. You're just going to combine like terms. You're going to take the terms in the first polynomial and combine it with the terms that it goes with in the second polynomial. X's go together, x squares go together, numbers go together. You're simply going to take the term in the first polynomial and combine it together with the term that it goes with in the second polynomial. Here's our first example. I'm going to take this trinomial right here and I'm going to add it with this one. So I'm going to take this first term in this first polynomial and see what it goes with in the second polynomial. This is 3x squared, so it's going to go with this 4x squared. 3x squared and 4x squared put together is 3 plus 4. That's a total of 7x squared. I've taken this one right here and combined it with that one right there. I'm just taking the terms in this one and putting it together with the terms in this one. Negative 7x. I need to put it together with anything else that has an x. Well, this is 5x. Negative 7x, positive 5x gives me negative 2x. Numbers go together. The number in this polynomial goes with the number in this polynomial. 5 and negative 10 combined together is negative 5. Example number 2. I'm going to take this polynomial, in fact I'm going to take this trinomial and combine it with this trinomial. Start with the first one right here. This is just a plain number. I need to combine it with any plain number in this other one. So this 10 right here is going to go with this negative 11. 10 and negative 11 combined together is negative 1. So I've combined that one and that one together. 3x, I need to combine it with anything else that has an x. So I've got 3x and 12x. Combine those together, 15x. Negative 6x squared, that means I'm going to combine it with anything else that has an x squared, 4x squared. Combine those together, I get negative 2x squared. Remember, answers must be in the correct order. So I need to put this in the correct order. This negative 2x squared needs to go first. Negative 2x squared. Then the positive 15x, and the constant always goes on the end. This is my answer for this one. So remember, answers must be in the correct order. Subtraction requires one extra step. What we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the problem without parentheses. They're going to give you the problem, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite it. This is for subtraction problems. That first set of parentheses, everything's going to remain the same. The second set of parentheses has a minus sign on the outside of it. That minus sign is going to change the sign of everything in that second set of parentheses. It's like using the distributive property. So let me say that again. The first set of parentheses, the first polynomial doesn't change. So I'm going to simply write every term down from that first set of parentheses just the way it is. The second set of parentheses, the second polynomial, that minus sign on the outside is going to change the sign of everything inside there. Every term inside there, the sign is going to change, and I'm going to rewrite it. Once I do that, then I'm simply going to combine like terms like we normally would. Our first example, this is a subtraction problem because there's a minus sign in between there. So what I'm going to do is this first set of parentheses, this first polynomial doesn't have a minus sign out here, so I'm going to rewrite each term exactly the way it is. This minus sign is then going to change the sign of every term in this next polynomial. Instead of positive 3x squared, I'm going to write down negative 3x squared. Instead of negative 12x, I'm going to write down positive 12x. Instead of negative 10, I'm going to write down positive 10. This negative sign changes the sign of each term of that polynomial. Now I simply combine things together that go together. I need to look for something else that has an x squared. That would be negative 3x squared. Combine those two together, 2x squared. 5x squared and negative 3x squared give me 2x squared. I need to find something else that has an x. This has an x. Negative 3x and positive 12x put together. Positive 9x. I combine my x's together. This is a plain number or a constant. This is another constant. I need to put those together. 1 and 10 put together, positive 11. So let's try that again. For problems that have a minus sign, I'm going to change the sign of every term of this next polynomial. This first polynomial doesn't have a minus sign out there, so all those terms stay the same. This minus sign is going to start changing the sign of each one of these terms. A negative and a negative make a positive 3y. A negative and a positive make a negative 8a. A negative and a negative make a positive 8x. Then I start combining things together. A good thing to do, because we know it has to be in the correct order, is start picking things to put together that need to go first. Of all these terms right here, anything with an a needs to go first. So I'm going to combine these two together. 15a and negative 8a give me positive 7a. I've combined that one and that one together. Now I need to combine what will go next. I've got x's and y's, which comes first in the alphabet, x's. So that means I need to combine all the things that have x's together. That would be those two. Negative 7x and 8x give me positive 1x. I've combined that one and that one together. My y's would be combined together next. I've got a 9y and a 3y. I combine those together. I get positive 12y. So because I know these things need to be put in the correct order, I'm going to start combining things together that I know would go first. Then combine things that would go second. Then combine things that would go last. Some teachers and students arrange polynomials using a vertical format. So I'm going to go over that because that's another way of doing these. And you need to be able to look at this and realize it's the same thing as what we were doing before. This is a horizontal format. What we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this as a vertical format. And you need to be familiar with this in case you see problems that are written in a vertical format. What we're going to do is instead of writing this horizontally, we're going to write it vertically. I'm going to take this first one, and then I want to write this other one up underneath it. And then notice I'm putting the things that go together up under so that everything is lined up vertically instead of horizontally. Now you simply start combining things together because everything is lined up. 7x to the third and negative 2x to the third, positive 5x to the third. Negative 8x squared and 6x squared, negative 2x squared. 9x and 3x, positive 12x. Negative 6 and negative 9, negative 15. So you take things that are written horizontally and you simply write them vertically, lining up your like terms. Now we're going to do an example where we're going to line this up vertically, except it's a subtraction problem. So again, I'm going to write down the first one. And then I'm going to write the second one up underneath it. But what I'm going to do is, since this is a minus sign right here, I'm going to go ahead and start changing the sign of each one of those. A negative and a negative make a positive 2x to the third. A negative and a positive make a negative 6x squared. A negative and a positive make a negative 3x. And a negative make a positive 9. Once I change everything, now all my like terms are lined up and I combine them together. 7x to the third and 2x to the third, 9x to the third. Negative 8x squared and negative 6x squared, negative 14x squared. 9x and negative 3x, positive 6x. And negative 6 and positive 9, positive 3. In this example, we're going to combine this horizontally. I'm going to rewrite this where it's 6x squared plus 4x plus 8. I'm rewriting this because this is a subtraction problem. This negative is going to change that to a negative. This negative is going to change that to a negative. And now I combine things together. I need to look for something else that has a 6x squared. There's no other 6x squareds, so I'll simply write 6x squared. I'll look for something else that has an x. This also has an x. 4x and negative 3x plus 1x. I'll look for my constants that I can combine together. 8 and negative 5 is positive 3. If I was going to do this vertically, here's how I would do it vertically. Again, I would rewrite the problem. This sign is going to start changing the sign of things. And I need to put these up under the like terms. So this negative is going to change that to a negative, and I put it up under this. There's nothing that goes up under this one. This negative is going to change that to a negative. And instead of combining things horizontally, I'm just going to combine things vertically. This is just a different way of doing it. Nothing to combine it with right there. Combine these together, 4x and negative 3x give me 1x. Positive 8 and negative 5 give me positive 3. It doesn't matter which way you do it, whether you combine these horizontally or combine these vertically, you're still going to get the exact same answer. So whichever way you like to do it, you can do it either way. You can combine these horizontally or you can combine them vertically. This was an example of me showing you both ways for one problem.